Hey, yo, Kevin, come here. No homo. We're going to have a contest. You know we're going to have a contest. We're going to get our breath first because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're going to go back and forth. Uh-oh.
First of all, make sure my mic is on. Before I begin into trashing Diddy, I'm going to acknowledge him on a special day.
All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into acts with him. There was story that he's trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry.
We're gonna turn it up. This is my joint.
Check. I gotta, all right. Hey, what's going on? It's official. We're here. Dirty Money album release party, last train to Paris. It's crazy. I decided to switch scenes. It got too hectic down there. I'm up here in the hot tub, doing it official. You know what I'm saying? My Trey's up here. My Fab's up here. When you have a scene like this, you gotta bring balls.
Kevin Hart is revealing some shocking information about Diddy, and it seems like he's trying to protect himself by sharing some intense details. Following his involvement in Diddy's ongoing RICO case, Kevin is now providing some serious tea about Diddy's alleged activities with famous rappers. According to Kevin, Diddy didn't operate alone. He allegedly had some high-profile celebrity associates, including Will Smith. This drama isn't new. Ever since Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, A-listers like Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and the Kardashians have been distancing themselves from him. Kevin Hart is the latest to join the list of former friends abandoning Diddy. Kevin has been linked to Diddy's infamous parties and freak-offs, and while rumors suggest a closer relationship between the two, Kevin is determined to distance himself, denying any involvement in these events. Fans are now dragging Kevin for allegedly participating in these parties and activities, potentially tying him to Diddy's RICO case. However, Kevin is adamant about separating himself from Diddy and is even revealing names of rappers who allegedly suffered because of Diddy. But before we get into that, let's talk about an eye-opening interview given by actor Michael Jai White, shedding light on the unease many rappers felt about Diddy's parties for a long time. According to Michael Jai White, Diddy's recent legal trouble doesn't come as a surprise. He even mentioned that Diddy's aura always gave off a strange vibe, and if left unchecked, his ego and sense of invincibility could lead to trouble. According to Michael, Diddy's entourage consists mainly of yes men, unwilling to call him out on his questionable behavior. Kevin Hart, who was once part of this entourage, is now cooperating with authorities, revealing details about Diddy's alleged actions. Kevin has already mentioned Diddy's former assistant, Fonzworth Bentley, suggesting a much deeper relationship between him and Diddy than what was publicly known. Fonzworth Bentley's role in Diddy's life went far beyond just selecting outfits. He claims to have played multiple roles, including, shall we say, a very intimate one. But seriously, we need to start asking some tough questions about why Diddy repeatedly finds himself in these kinds of situations with his young proteges. It's not like everyone is randomly spilling the same tea about him. You have Fonzworth laying it all out, Lil Rod stirring up drama, and let's not even touch the whole Usher mess. That's a Pandora's box of gossip we're not ready to open. Now let's talk about Fonzworth Bentley. Back in the early 2000s, he was the man of the hour, strutting his stuff alongside Diddy, turning heads wherever he went. That guy was smoother than silk and had a wardrobe to match. But as it turns out, Fonzworth wasn't just eye candy. Diddy brought him on board for a complete makeover. He was part assistant, part stylist. Do you remember that whole nightclub shootout saga with Jennifer Lopez and Shine? Well, Diddy somehow managed to come out of that squeaky clean, while Shine got slapped with a 10-year stint behind bars. Diddy caught some serious flack over that mess, and he needed a serious image overhaul ASAP. That's where Fonzworth, the style expert, came into play. He swooped in, flipped Diddy's entire vibe, and had him looking slicker than ever in record time. And you know that whole Puff Daddy to P. Diddy switcheroo? Yeah, that was all part of the rebranding game. But here's the thing about Fonzworth Bentley, he wasn't just a pretty face. Nah, he was smart as a whip and knew how to play the game. Working alongside Diddy, he learned how to play the Hollywood game like a pro, mastering the ins and outs of the industry. And you better believe he used that knowledge to fuel his own ambitions. It was a smart move, if you ask me. He got involved in music, working on several major productions and collaborating with major artists like Kanye West. He was even involved in Obama's campaign. So he was doing great things. But then, out of the blue, he decided to leave the industry. This was weird because his career was on the rise, and he was starting to see results from his hard work. So why would he dip out just when things were starting to look up? Well, according to Jaguar Wright, she claimed that Diddy had allegedly made Farnsworth his concubine. Jaguar also claimed that the reason Farnsworth got married so soon was that he was trying to heal from the trauma of being forced into being Diddy's slave. Do you think he was Diddy's concubine? Absolutely. He was too complicit, too compliant, and he just disappeared, faster than Maze did when he ran from Diddy. Now you might be wondering how Breyer got mixed up in all that mess. Let me break it down for you. When he was just a teenager, he crossed paths with Charlie Mack, a talent manager who helped him land an audition for Empire. Breyer nailed it, got the gig, and moved to LA to dive into the whirlwind of showbiz, with Charlie as his manager. And let me tell you, Charlie was the real deal. He had connections all over Hollywood, rubbing elbows with industry big shots, even getting Breyer connected with heavyweights like Will Smith.
Can't start this off without talking about Diddy.
I thought so.
Yes, no surprise from anyone here. His LA and Miami homes were just raided. His sons, Justin and King Combs, were handcuffed. Justin's biological dad, I'll be sure, just did an Instagram post that said, "Hey, son, come on home.
Quincy, yeah.
You know, there's an open door here for you." And it is a total mess. Are you surprised at all?
No.
No?
No.
It was the kind of opportunity that could launch a career into the stratosphere until it all fell apart. You see, Will Smith and Breyer hit it off, and who could blame them? Breyer's fantastic performance on Empire had Will impressed. So naturally, Will took him under his wing, forming this mentor-mentee bond that sounded pretty sweet, right? I mean, who wouldn't want a Hollywood heavyweight like Will Smith as their mentor? But here's the twist, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Will thought he was doing Breyer a favor by introducing him to Diddy, especially since Breyer dreamed of making it big in the rap game. Acting was never his first choice, he was all about the music scene. Empire seemed like a stepping stone to his rap career, and let's be real, the paycheck didn't hurt either. So with Will in his corner, Breyer thought he was on the fast track to success. When he was introduced to Diddy, Breyer thought Diddy was a heavyweight producer who could take his career to the next level. Or so they thought. Looking back now, knowing what we do about Diddy and Will, it's like, why didn't alarm bells start ringing here? Rumors about Diddy and Will being on the down low have been circulating for over 2 decades. People in the industry have been whispering about some pretty inappropriate stuff going down behind closed doors. But back then, nobody had a clue about the skeletons lurking in their closets. Alexis Arquette, who knew Will personally, spilled the tea that Will's first marriage to Cher Zampino ended because Sherry caught him in bed with a man. Alexis wrote, "When Jada comes out as gay and her bearded husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked in on him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them." Sherry, being his first wife, kept silent. Alexis Arquette wasn't the only one who spoke out about Will. Jaguar Wright also came out to reveal that Will had affairs with multiple younger men in the industry. She claimed that he pretends to mentor these men, but then allegedly forces them into a relationship that leaves them traumatized, with some young men even leaving their homes screaming to get away from them during their mentorship. Meek Mills and Vasher Gray left that house screaming. August, the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick, he needed the help, in a rant against Will's wife Jada Trisha Payas, called Will out for allegedly forcing her male dancers to sleep with him. How about worry about your cheating husband, my male dancers? You know, when they didn't want to talk about that. Also, do y'all remember the time when federal agents were looking into Diddy for allegedly doing some unspeakable things to younger men in the industry? Back in 2013, there were reports that Diddy was being investigated by federal agencies for sleeping with young guys, according to reports, during a debriefing session with federal investigators. James Roseman, the music manager turned cocaine kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the sexual preferences of entertainers, including whether Diddy Combs was having intimate relationships with underage boys. According to a U.S. District Court filing, Then we found out that Diddy was not the only man that Will had allegedly been doing the nasty with, because according to Will's former assistant and longtime friend B.L., Will also had